You talk about instilling confidence into your players. How do you think that makes Shedeur feel?
Jalen Ramsey just flipped an NFL game into straight-up primetime chaos. 1 minute, he's shutting down wideouts like it's routine. The next, he's roasting Dillon Gabriel mid-play like he's hosting a comedy roast right there on the field. And to top it off, he's hyping up Shedeur Sanders from the sidelines like he's watching his protege take over the league. Cameras caught every wild second, and now the internet's losing its mind. This wasn't football, it was drama on steroids.
I'm gonna probably tell my kids about this. I played in the game with TJ Watt and Miles Garrett, and I had 2 sacks. That's crazy, huh? That's crazy. So, yeah, it's my first time in my whole career having 2 sacks in 1 game. So it's pretty cool.
Ramsey didn't just show up to play. He came to make a statement. Before a single snap, dude turned the field into a one-man campaign rally for Shedeur Sanders. While the Steelers were still loosening up, Ramsey was already out there preaching energy and talking like he's endorsing the next face of the league. It wasn't a warm-up, it was a full-on movement.
It's not. Did y'all hear about the Pittsburgh player who, Jalen Ramsey, Jalen Ramsey in the game? Something happened. And I don't know if he caught a pick, a sack, or something, because I don't know what he do. He went to the sideline and pointed to Shedeur. You need to be out here. Like, you out here. I was like, whoa, whoa. Shout out to Jalen Ramsey. So he was trying to tell you that Shedeur need to be the one in the game. Don't forget, the question is, should Shedeur Sanders start versus Miami? That's the question that I have that I want y'all to answer.
Fans were roaring, cameras flashing. And there's Ramsey hitting that now iconic watch gesture, letting everyone know the world's late, giving Shedeur Sanders his moment. It wasn't some random flex. It was pure precision. Every move, every smirk, perfectly, timed like he'd planned it all week. That's classic Ramsey. Swagger turned into a message, confidence cranked up to max, and not an ounce of chill anywhere in sight.
You're so unwilling to like Shedeur Sanders that you'll lie about today's performance about Dillon Gabriel. We just witnessed that atrocity that is known as the Cleveland Browns offense. Kevin Stefanski, what are you doing, man? You're gonna lose almost every single game this year playing that type of bullshit offense.
Like something straight out of Netflix, Ramsey turned the script into a blockbuster. The second the game kicked off, he stopped talking and started performing, transforming into a walking plot twist. Dillon Gabriel rolled out the pocket, probably feeling confident for half a heartbeat, and then boom, Ramsey shot in like a nightclub bouncer, tossing him clean out of his own highlight tape. That hit didn't just land, it told a whole story.
Jalen Ramsey, Steelers star defender, actually pointed at QB Shedeur Sanders, who was on the sideline for the Browns after sacking Dillon Gabriel. This is crazy.
Go. Deep drop for Gabriel. Out of the pocket, on the move, caught from behind! Jalen Ramsey!
It was brutal, clean, and almost poetic. 1 sack, then 2, and after that second hit, Ramsey just stood there like a preacher at halftime, pointing across the field like, that's who should be in this game. Cameras zoomed in, fans gasped, and Shedeur Sanders' stock just skyrocketed, without him even lacing up. That wasn't just football, it was theater with impact. Ramsey's message was loud and hilarious. Dillon Gabriel was only renting that spotlight while Shedeur owned the lease. The man practically sacked Gabriel into a recruitment commercial. The whole stadium could feel it. Even the announcers couldn't dodge it. You could see it in Ramsey's eyes. He wasn't just defending, he was campaigning. He turned the gridiron into a live audition, with Shedeur as the lead role and Gabriel the unpaid extra. And when that final whistle hit, Ramsey was glowing like he just cracked the league's code. Laughing, smirking, tossing shade. He made it clear who passed the test and who didn't, but the deeper part. This wasn't random hype. Ramsey was plugging into something real, an energy rising around Shedeur Sanders that's been bubbling all season. A movement, a mindset, a storm that's coming whether the league's ready or not. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Did Ramsey just crown the next big thing? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you felt that energy.
No, everybody wants to talk about Jalen Ramsey's sack on Dillon Gabriel and him pointing at Shedeur to get in the game after he got his second one, but nobody is talking about him being a Pittsburgh Steeler and what that has done for his career so far, because this is the best I've seen him play since he has been into the league. Mike Tomlin just continues to figure it out. So let's talk about those two plays and what he did before the snap of the ball. Here, you're going to see him do a slight bump on the inside as he comes rushing in on the edge. He was running at almost 15 miles an hour when he got that first sack. And then
Shedeur Sanders isn't just a player anymore. He's a storyline unfolding in real time. The quiet kid with a legendary last name who flipped that pressure into drive, discipline, and results. The whole league can't stop talking about. The NFL's full of hype trains that crash fast. But Shedeur's built different. Everyone who's been around him, teammates, vets, even rivals, walks away saying the same thing. This dude's for real. And Jalen Ramsey clearly isn't the only one who knows it. Jalen Hurts, calm, composed, the definition of focus, took a break from MVP-level play to publicly back Shedeur. 2. That kind of support doesn't happen by accident. It wasn't PR, it was genuine respect. Hurts doesn't co-sign just anyone. Yet here he was, showing love to a young QB from another squad. That tells you everything. Shedeur's not riding hype. He's earning credibility from the ones who matter most. In a league obsessed with stats, Shedeur's winning something rarer. Respect. Hurts' nod made it official. The torch is starting to pass, and the old guard just saluted the next wave.
Shedeur Sanders, forget about liking the Cleveland Browns. How about the love of the game? How about watching an actual football game and enjoying the reasons what made you a fan of this game of football? Look, the NFL are going to destroy their sports by keep playing these trash quarterbacks, bro. No wonder in college and the NFL, quarterback play has been garbage because kids are learning that you don't have to be a good quarterback to get a starting job in the NFL. You don't.
And that's exactly why Ramsey's mid-game chaos hit the league like a bomb. It wasn't some petty beef or random flex. It was an exclamation mark on what everyone's been whispering. Shedeur Sanders deserves his shot. Ramsey just said what others were too scared to. Dillon Gabriel's decent, sure. But Shedeur, he's different. And let's be real, the NFL thrives on drama. But this felt like cinema. You could almost hear the broadcast booth gasping as Ramsey sacked Gabriel twice while pointing straight at Shedeur like he was declaring prophecy. It wasn't just football anymore, it was performance art on live television. The internet caught fire, memes exploded, and yet beneath the jokes, one truth kept echoing. Shedeur's moment is coming. When veterans across the league start saying your name, out loud or in spirit, that's not hype. That's destiny. But the wildest part? Shedeur's not even reacting. While social media goes full detective mode over Ramsey's gesture, Shedeur's locked in, working quietly, letting his grind speak volumes. No interviews, no cryptic posts, no theatrics, just focus. And that's what sets him apart. Everyone else is making noise, while he's answering with silence that speaks louder than any headline ever could. It's calm, controlled, and dangerous. The exact mindset of a future franchise QB. While Cleveland's front office crunches numbers, Shedeur's already prepping for games he hasn't even been promised yet.
I'm just saying, I think he is what he is. He's too small. His deep balls sail, and he does not look I thought he was athletic. He looks slow. He does not look athletic. There's nothing extra. There's no juice. This will be the offense with Dillon Gabriel. This is what it's going to be. We have to be at least threaten the defense deep.
This is who Kevin wanted, though. That's the thing. Like, this is Kevin's guy.
This is who Kevin wanted all along, and that's the crazy part. Dillon Gabriel isn't just the QB on the field. He's Kevin Stefanski's guy, hand-picked and protected. But the irony? The same league that thrives on fake storylines is now watching a real one unfold with no spin, no controversy, just raw respect for Shedeur Sanders building on its own. Every moment adds to it. Ramsey's theatrics, Hurt's mentorship, Jerry Jeudy's frustration, they're all pieces of the same loud message. Give the kid the ball. It's football destiny, begging to move faster while Cleveland's management keeps slamming the brakes. And it's wild, because if any team should recognize a brewing QB disaster, it's the Browns. Quarterback chaos has been their identity for years, yet somehow, even with the locker room unified and fans restless, they're hesitating again. How many signs does this team need? Even rivals are chiming in like the whole league standing outside yelling, "You're wasting time." Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel's caught in a lose-lose situation. Not bad, just misplaced. Every snap he takes feels like a reminder that the real show's still sitting on the bench. Ramsey didn't just sack a quarterback. He sacked Cleveland's entire philosophy. Every hit was a message. Stop hiding your future behind your fear. Gabriel's not the villain here. He's just the unfortunate bystander in Shedeur's inevitable rise.
When he had doubles, he gave a slight bump to the receivers to give his linebackers enough time, had enough time to rush in off the edge to get his second sack at almost 17 miles an hour. But his approach to the game of football since he's been a Pittsburgh Steeler has been unmatched. I mean, you got people like Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers who have raved about him as a teammate thus far. What do you guys think about Jalen Ramsey as a Pittsburgh Steeler, and how has this been different from his time in Jacksonville and his time with the Los Angeles Rams? Because that is where he got his first ring. But I don't know. This seems a lot different.
Let's be real. Jalen Ramsey knew exactly what he was doing out there. He's one of those players who gets it. The modern NFL doesn't just run on stats anymore. It runs on moments. One gesture, one viral clip, one message that hits the right timeline, and boom, the whole narrative shifts. And that's exactly what happened. By the next morning, every sports show in America was looping that clip nonstop. Analysts were split. Did Ramsey go too far? Was it a jab at Dillon Gabriel, or just classic Ramsey energy? But under all the debates, one truth stood loud and clear. The league's attention had officially turned towards Shedeur Sanders. From a wider lens, it's wild to watch. Veteran defenders hyping a young quarterback from another team. Stars from opposite sides of the ball, all chanting the same message. That never happens in the NFL. It's like watching the Avengers rally behind a rookie. You've got Hurts talking mentorship, Myles Garrett praising preparation, and Ramsey making headlines, all orbiting one name. It's almost spooky how unified it's become. Players usually stay in their lanes, but this feels different. Collective, genuine, unstoppable. Shedeur's managed to turn admiration into expectation, without ever needing to say a word. The respect's real, and his silence just makes the hype grow louder.
Overall, I thought he did a good job of standing in there, taking those hits, and playing decent in this game. But now when you look at some of the negatives on film and the things that he needs to get corrected, he's making some throws that you can't make in these type of situations, especially on the road and especially as a rookie on an offense that's struggling to move the football. The Browns are way too predictable on offense right now when it comes to throwing the football. I don't know if he has a high enough ceiling right now to be a franchise starting quarterback in the NFL that you can build on.
I don't think he did enough to keep his job at all.
There's something magnetic about a young player who refuses to play the drama game in a league, fueled by hot takes and sideline meltdowns. Shedeur Sanders' biggest controversy so far, showing up early to practice. That's not just discipline, that's identity. A kind of branding that screams authenticity, and the league's taking notice. Now, the Browns are standing at a crossroads that's more mental than tactical. It's not about skill anymore, it's about belief. Do they stick with the safe, predictable system, or finally hand the keys to the kid who's already earned the locker room before even taking a snap? Ramsey's gesture might have looked like showboating, but it sparked a question Cleveland can't avoid anymore. The fans have spoken, the players have aligned, and even rival defenses are quietly pushing for Shedeur's rise. It's not if anymore, it's when. And when that day comes, it'll feel like destiny fulfilled. Ramsey will post a smug clip. Hurts will nod like a proud mentor. Myles Garrett will preach work ethic, and Jerry Jeudy will finally stop side-eyeing the coaching staff. The story will close exactly how everyone saw it coming. Because deep down, they always knew. Ramsey just struck the match that set the whole thing ablaze. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Has Shedeur's time already begun? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.
What do you want me to really say about Dillon Gabriel over the next 3.5 hours? Well, he was composed. Great. You know how he conducted himself? He conducted himself how a career backup should conduct himself, where you just hope that you're able to hold down the fort until the regular starter comes back. The problem is, we don't have a regular starter that comes back. Well, we do, but nobody wants to see him. So nobody wants that to happen. So here we have to hope that Dillon Gabriel, a guy who is certainly limited, a guy who's smart enough to probably be a coach in the NFL someday, has to go out there and conduct an offense. And we just little bit. And we have to hope that Quinshon Judkins is able to carry us into the end zone, and we don't have a holding call on him. Because we got two guys there who are again replacing another guy who had replaced another guy who just didn't want to play the game.
Until that moment arrives, every Browns snap will feel like a ticking clock. Every incomplete pass will echo Ramsey's silent gesture. The one that said, "Time's running out." And it really is for Dillon Gabriel, for the coaches, for the whole organization. Because once loyalty in the locker room starts shifting toward the backup, the ending's already written. Players don't publicly rally behind someone who hasn't earned it, and Shedeur Sanders has earned everything. Every film session, every rep, every dawn showing up before the lights come on. It's all built to this. The league's finally starting to see what his teammates already knew. The future's wearing number 12 and sitting on the Browns' bench. The Ramsey incident might go down as one of those strange turning points that seemed chaotic in real time, but made perfect sense later on. A defender mocking a rival QB while saluting another. Sounds wild on paper, but in context, it's poetry. Ramsey wasn't just taunting. He was predicting. He saw what others refused to admit. The Browns' future isn't lost. It's waiting for a chance. And that's the beauty of it. This isn't controversy, it's recognition. When stars like Hurts and Myles Garrett start echoing the same message, it stops being fan talk. It becomes football truth knocking on the door. Shedeur doesn't need to beg for attention. His grind speaks, his peers amplify. And when the spotlight finally hits, his game will do the rest. It's poetic how his rise mirrors the league's love for drama. Except this time, it's real, raw, and earned. No script, no spin, just pure evolution in motion. Drop your thoughts below. Has Cleveland's next era already begun? Hit that like button if you can feel it coming.
I think it comes down to the Browns organization. They believe in Dillon Gabriel. It is what it is. Stefanski believes in Dillon Gabriel over Shedeur. It is what it is, guys. You got to just accept it and roll with it. You can say that Shedeur is better than Dillon Gabriel. It doesn't matter. The Browns believe Gabriel is better.
The season keeps rolling. All eyes are locked on Cleveland, not for Gabriel's stats or Stefanski's schemes, but because everyone knows what's coming. The tension's thick, the energy's rising, and the league's waiting for the moment Shedeur Sanders finally steps under center. When that happens, when the stadium erupts in that mix of relief and electricity, you can bet Jalen Ramsey will be somewhere on the sidelines, smirking like a man who saw the plot twist before the trailer even dropped. Until then, the Browns are playing a dangerous game with the one thing you can't control: time. Ramsey already warned them with that little pre-game gesture. The clock's ticking, the league's watching, the fans are restless, and Shedeur's waiting, not with ego, but with preparation. The kind of preparation that turns believers into followers and veterans into advocates. Because if Ramsey's message was loud, Shedeur's silence has been thunderous. And when that silence breaks, with the whistle, the snap, and a perfect spiral downfield, the whole world will get it. Ramsey won't need to say a word. Hurts won't need to nod. Garrett won't need to comment. The play will say it all. That watch gesture, it was never about time passing. It was about time arriving. Shedeur's time. Drop your thoughts below if you're ready for that moment, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Because when it happens, history's going to replay this chapter forever.